Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I am coming on to do my wrap up for the Queers Gone By Part 6. Now I've skipped Part 5 because I'm trying to coordinate the TBR parts and the wrap up parts. So if you want to see a specific book, that it's the same books in both the wrap ups and the TBRs, if that makes any sense. So anyway, for this one, it is JANELLE MONAE. And our first challenge is to read a book written or set during 1985 to present. So obviously she is still alive, because I'm not sure who this is. So, yeah. Oh, I guess she is a singer, I guess. Oh, she's a singer, songwriter, actress, and producer. So anyway, for that one, I chose With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. And this is about a girl who is a senior in high school, and she has had a baby. And so basically this is just her life, her day-to-day life. She lives with her grandmother. She goes to school. She cooks, and is very passionate about food. And she starts taking this culinary arts class. And so it's all about that. It was actually really good. I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4 stars. Yeah, I really liked her. I have read The Poet X, enjoyed that one too. So I will be reading more as she puts out more books. I definitely will be reading more from her. So yeah, I loved it. And look, guys, can you see the inside of this book? Isn't that amazing? And she takes... And this fruit concept is actually in the book, where it does, see? So, I mean, it's really, I mean, it's a well done, designed and well done, just a well done book. And I really enjoyed it. Okay, so our next one is to read a book about a female musician or actress. For this one... Oh, and that's because, like I said, JANELLE is a singer, songwriter, actress, and producer. For this one, I picked Winter Song by S.J. Jones. And the girl, the main character, she does write music and plays. The book is not all about that, but it has a lot to do with it. And this is supposed to be a labyrinth retelling. It kind of is loosely. And there's a Goblin King, and there's... to me, though, it's more... Well, I guess goblins are fae, so I guess that's probably why. Because to me, I kept thinking of the Goblin King as a fae more than a goblin, because the way that he's described isn't what I would picture a goblin to be. It's more like a fairy, a fae. So yeah. But it was really good, and I loved the world. I know a lot of people don't like this one. I gave this one 4 stars. And I had started reading it before, and I guess I was just scared because... And I usually try not to do this, but a lot of the people I have watched that have read this don't like it. And some of the people that I actually share, a lot of books that we like that are the same, haven't liked this book. So I definitely am in the huge minority with this one. So, but yeah, and this challenge, oh yeah, I said that with a Magian. Okay. Anyway, 4 stars, Winter Song, really enjoyed it, and still love one of my favorite covers. I love this cover. Okay. The third book I read is to read a book with a black female main character. And there's nothing here, which makes me think she is a black female. So I'm guessing, because these challenges all have to do with, the women. And so anyway, I read Hurricane Child by Kieran Calendar, and her name is not this anymore. They have actually changed their name. I believe, I'm not sure. I don't know the reason, but I'm going to try to refer to this author as they, them, out of respect. But this is not their name anymore. And I didn't write it down. I can't remember. I had it written down somewhere, but I don't remember where I wrote it down. So if you find Hurricane Child and it's a different first name, I still think it's a K at the beginning, but the last name is the same. So don't freak out. It's the same person. But this is about a young girl who is born during a hurricane, and that's supposed to be bad luck, and she's going to school. We're seeing her go to school. People are not very nice to her, are not very friendly to her. And this is is it the Virgin Islands? Yes, St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. Sorry guys, Christopher is cracking up. And then this new girl comes, and she ends up developing a crush for the new girl. So once again, it's kind of like Fire on High. It's her day-to-day life and what happens. So, and I gave it 3 stars. I did like the writing. It was really slow for me. And I'm not sure why. I will definitely read from this author again. I believe I know they have another book out, at least another book. But I cannot remember the name of it now. I wonder if it says if this is their no, this is the debut novel. So, but I'm pretty sure they have another novel out, at least one other one. So, but I will give that one a try and see. But like I said, I did enjoy the writing. It just, I don't know. It just didn't. Well, like I said, 3 is not a bad book. It just didn't. I don't know. I don't know what it was about that. Okay, so next is to read a book with a pansexual main character. And it says in April 2018, Janelle came out as pansexual. Now, the book I picked, I'm not sure, it does pop up in the lists and stuff as pansexual, so I'm not sure, like, how, I don't know. I'm after reading the book, I don't really see it, but like I said, it's in the list, so we're just going to go with it because it's what I read. But I read The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray, and sorry, my Kindle is charging, so I'm having to use my phone to show you this. But this is about a girl who is kind of adopted by this what do I call it? Clan, I guess, of bird people. Their hair is feathers. I mean, they kind of look human, but they have feathers, like a little bit here and there on their skin and their hair. There's also a dragon clan in this, and they have scales here and there on their bodies. And these two are in a war, and there is a prophecy type thing of that if you find this is it a firebird, I think it's called? It's kind of like a phoenix, but if you find the firebird will end the war. So both sides are trying to find this bird, and so this girl kind of gets pulled into that, and yeah, so that's basically the story. It's really good. I actually own the second and the third one. I just didn't own this one. I really enjoyed it and will be continuing. I gave it 4 stars, so it was pretty good. Like I said, I did enjoy it. I liked the concept. It was different. But yeah, so that's that one. Okay, oops, sorry, hit the wrong. Okay, so our last challenge. Oh, you didn't do that. Hold on, guys. I gotta find this because it hit the wrong button. The last challenge is to read a dystopian or sci-fi. And that's Janelle's most recent concept album, Dirty Computer, blends dystopian sci-fi elements with a totalitarian government that represses people's sexuality and identities. That sounds interesting. I'm going to have to check that one out. But anyway, for that one, I chose Red Clocks. by Lenny Zumas. I guess this kind of is dystopian in a way. This is about, how do I describe this book? Abortion has been banned, and this is telling the story of a few different women. I think it's 5. Is it 5 different women? I just finished this book. You figure that I'd be able to remember this. Oh, yeah, 5 women. One of them is trying to have a child. There's a young girl. There's a wife that, who already has children. But see, and then we're getting this. There's a biographer, and then we're getting parts of what the biographer is writing, the woman she's writing about. But if you see, like, it's the mender, and it's the wife and the daughter. Those are the so it's, you're trying to get a hold on who the mender is, what her name is, because in that chapter, when it's first mentioned, it's just referred to as the mender. She doesn't have a name. But then later on, when people are talking about her, her name is mentioned, and so you're trying to figure out who's what and what's who, and it was a little bit difficult. I did enjoy the story, but it made it really hard to read. I couldn't get sucked into the story, because I was always trying to figure out, okay, no, wait a minute, this is this person and that's that person. And, so I did give it 3 stars. I do think this novel is important, though, because it does bring up a good point about, what if, what happens if they, illegalize abortion again, and what happens, because that's not all. They also had this thing where single women can no longer adopt children, and along with not having abortions anymore, you can't do in vitro fertilization, just a lot of different things. So basically in Canada, kind of in this book, Canada people are trying to go to Canada to get abortions, and so that's not allowed anymore, and they will arrest people and put the women in jail for trying to obtain an abortion. So it was a really powerful book. I just wish it was a little less confusing with the characters. So, but like I said, I gave it a 3. It'd probably be a 3.5, but I usually rate like I'd rate on Goodreads, so I will be doing it a 3. But like I said, Anyway, so these are the books I read. Definitely a large range. I definitely would recommend any of them. If it's something that interests you. There was not really a bad book in this bunch. Yeah, I was very happy that I got to read all these, and I have to go back to the library today, so I'm glad I finished them. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will be continuing on with this Queers Gone By. I do have a playlist down below if you're curious on what else I'm reading or have read. And I will see you again in the next video. Bye. Oh, yeah. And don't forget, please remember to always be kind to one another.